Just how someone took a chance on you when
Sure.
your mom drove you to the photographer's building.
Right, yeah. To wait for 3 hours.
Right.
By accident.
But for some reason he saw something in you. For those, obviously it was just planning to be. It was a short meeting, but it ended up being 3 hours. What do you see in people that even though some may have a great resume, but you didn't just tell the work ethic isn't there, or vice versa, maybe they don't. You know, I remember one time I interviewed for a job and I got it over somebody else, and I asked the person years later, "Why did you choose me?" And she said, "The other people, they weren't hungry enough."
Yeah, that's a truthful response from her, I'm sure. So the question is, what do I look for in people I hire? Or the question is, what do I look for when I want to work with someone again? Because those are sort of different. You know what I mean?
Well, then if you want to work with them again, does that boil down to work ethic or also chemistry?
That's a great question. I think that the people that blow me away when they're hired and that I can feel a sense of energy and commitment from right away. The thing that stands out about what they're doing is this thing we're making, this film we're making, right? It is forever for me, right? So it's forever in the 2 or 3 years of work leading up to making it. It's forever in that it has my artistic DNA on everything. And it's forever in that it has my name on it forever. But it's the job they're doing. Maybe they've only done this kind of work for 2 years or 3 years or whatever. I've been doing it for 14. So the power of what I'm trying to accomplish is very high. Like it's very significant, the power. And the work standard is very high and the expectations are very high. I've been told that repeatedly by people who like me and people who don't, which is your expectations are so high. So what I look for is people who want to meet those or try to exceed them, and people who care about the forever thing. You know, I'm not asking them to pretend to be me. That's egotistical and ridiculous. I'm asking them to care about as many of the moments that they're working on this as possible. And it's a tall order, but I set the tone for that. And many people get switched onto that because they go, oh, this is his film, so we're gonna poof, you know. And that doesn't mean that 2 months later they're not gonna be working on something else and be texting while they're doing something else, right? So I look for that focus, like this sense of focus, this matters. And they become slightly myopic in their execution of what they're doing. They become obsessed with getting something right as well, because that's apple doesn't fall far from the tree kind of thing. So I look for sort of a natural obsession of wanting to meet a really high standard of work, and it has to be consistent. There was a couple of people on the set of this picture who got super tired and whose focus blurred because of the stamina of being focused like that every day, all day long, is very, very hard. And it's a turnoff for me when that happens. I'm not inhuman. People are human. I get it. But when I see other people sustain their focus out of a devotion to this project, it really turns me on, and it makes me want to work with them again. And it makes me want to give them more responsibility depending on which department they're in. And yeah, I think that's what I look for. This like sense of, okay, for this many weeks, this is what I'm doing. Absolute focus and commitment, knowing that it does end for them, right? It doesn't end for me for quite some time, but it does end for them. And there's a bunch of people on our team who have been doing this for so long that switch for them of working on a project like this for 6 to 12 weeks, depending on which department they're in, is an easy choice because they say this matters, you know, and I'm very lucky to have so many of the people whose focus is super high want to come back in a heartbeat. Very lucky.